I just heard it after training. We had video this morning, so I didn't even know. She came over to tell me. I'm like, wait, what? What happened? So it's kind of like, hallelujah. It's about time those kind of feelings come up. But again, it's a lot of hard work behind the scenes with, I think, the players and the association and, everyone that came before. I think is super excited for everyone that's going to present and future players. It's just one of those things you're like, oh, you can breathe deeper a little bit.
Michelle had brought up that back in the 90s, she was part of kind of the movement to say, hey, this isn't right. Were you part of that? And was there maybe not an intimidation factor, but kind of a scary factor where you're putting your soccer career in jeopardy because you're asking for what you believe you deserve?
Oh yeah, I was a part of that, and to the point of when there was a group that was going to sit out one camp. They were asking, like I was one of the players they were asking to come in at that time. And so we're asking our fellow teammates, hey, what do you want us to do? Like, should we not? Because we're the ones that are trying to make the roster, and the ones that were sitting out were the superstars, so to speak, and ones that are, kind of could feel good about their spot on the roster. So it was really scary for some of us that we were like, what do we do in this situation? How do we fight with you, but also maintain our position to try to be on this team? And we were supported to go into that camp by those players and say, hey, this is a statement we are making, but go do your thing, and we'll support that as well. And there was a group of us, I don't remember which trip it was. I wanted to say Brazil maybe. But we were all on the same page as teammates and players and that, and trying to fight for more, like per diem at that point. I found some of my contract stuff from the 90s when I was moving out here, cleaning out some filing cabinets. I still had some of my U.S. soccer contract stuff. It'd be really interesting for people to see that. The international per diem, the domestic per diem, and how low those numbers were. It was shocking.
Per diem?
Yes.
Per diem?
Yeah, per diem. Like, so, yeah. It was. I was like, wow. So I kept it because I think it's going to be really interesting to, it's history. It's our women's soccer history.
I mean, I don't know how exactly the settlement works, but there's a pool of money for players from the past. I mean, does that impact you? You know that? Or
I don't know. Think so. I think I'm too old for that. I don't think I think it's. I don't know what the terms are on that part. I don't think it would. It would be nice for some players that didn't reap the benefits of playing with as far as sponsorships and didn't reap the benefits of the financial gain, like a Michelle Akers, so to speak. So because I was never going to be a big money player and have these huge contracts come my way, but Michelle would have if she lived in a different time. So it was kind of like, it was like she was before her time. And she did have the first sponsorship with Umbro. But as far as we're looking at dollars and what she could have earned, like bonus money, like scoring goals, in my mind, she should be compensated for that. But again, I don't know the terms of it.
How proud are you of the group that got it done, that fought really vocally about it and got it done, and they're part of your league?
Yeah, anytime you can stand up for what's right, I will applaud that, and I'll stand with you. So big time. And I love that the players took initiative and had the confidence to stick with it.
And then for the next generations, the generations to come, I mean, this is a landmark day for them.
Oh, and for other sports too. It's not just about our sport. I think women's sports are going to look at this. Other countries, internationally, this is big for global game with women. This is good for all the pro sports around the world. All the national teams, all the federations should be looking at this. And how do we emulate what's right? And again, it's you have to have TV deals. You have to have the sponsorships. You have to grow the game by promoting the game. A lot of the times they're like, oh, well, the men make more money in their ticket sales. It's like, well, is that because you charge more per ticket? It's simple math, right? Or how much marketing dollars do you put into that, trying to sell tickets for that men's game? So if you go back to, and you can even go talk about World Cups and how much less, like merchandising, they can make so much more money in merchandising and the TV deals. Like there's so much money left on the table, I think, in women's sports, and now it's being exposed and figured out. So it's a positive thing.
And it just at the end of the day, it's hard to argue against the success of the women's national team.
Or you can't. You can't argue against that because if it was a franchise, it'd be one of the most successful franchises in the world.